Alright, so hi guys, my name is Dipinder and this is Desi Codes. So this is the very first video, the very first part of this series, and I assume that by now you must have already seen the final version of this application, like how this thing will turn out to be by the end, because I will be adding that clip at the very beginning of the series, or if I upload it in parts, then in that case it's going to be the first video. Point being, you have already seen the final version, but as of this recording right now, I have no clue whatsoever of like how this thing will end up looking. Not only the UI, but also what tech stack, what sort of services we will be using, and like the overall thing. Now that being said, over here I have a few points which I have listed, so let's just go through each one of them. Now the thing to keep in mind is that the mere objective of this series is to convert a Google Sheet into an e-commerce sort of application, not like an entirely e-commerce platform, and I'll let you know the reason why. But the point is that we will be using Google Sheet as the data source for our store, which means that we're going to use it somewhat like a database to populate the different items that we will be listing in the stores. So it's going to provide us with the items, the categories and price respectively for each one of them. Then the other one is that the user, the customers, should be able to add items or update quantity in the cart. Pretty common feature in any e-commerce store out there. And the other thing is that we will be building this store from a single user perspective, as in the Google Sheet will be available on our Gmail account, on our Google Drive, you can say. So for that, I don't know, maybe we will be using some sort of APIs or service account, I don't know. Let's just not get into technical details just yet. We're going to discuss all that in the next video. The other thing is we'll have to figure out some sort of security in order to avoid misuse. So the thing is that in this store we won't be implementing user authentication, which kind of sounds funny because like an e-commerce store, as at least what we are saying or calling this thing, and it not having user authentication doesn't make any sense. And that's why I said it right at the beginning of this video that it will be sort of like an e-commerce, maybe not entirely an e-commerce application. Let's remove this thing. The other thing is that we won't be integrating payment gateway, so it would be more of like an inquiry or maybe cash on delivery, I don't know. The other thing is that we need to have a way to view all the active orders, like all the orders which different customers have placed, and we should be notified when someone places an order. And for this, maybe we get like get a email or push notification. For that, I don't know, we need to integrate with some sort of messenger application. So let's just not get into that, but the thing is we should be notified. So that's the thing. The thing to keep in mind during this series, even though you have seen the final version, but while I'm recording this thing, I'm not quite sure of the next step, like what it's gonna be. So there may be few instances where we may have to revisit the same code, the same thing, like the same feature at a later point. So be prepared for that. But again, it's all fun, like when you're converting an idea into an actual product from scratch. And I will be doing that and sharing the same thing with you, so you're gonna get the real life experience, the real life kind of insights, what goes into the thinking process, and what, like, how you figure out things in real life. So that's that. So this was a very high level sort of discussion. We didn't get in depth with the technical ones, like the technical details. So let's just do that in the next video, where we are going to look at the same things. We are going to go through the same points, but from a technical perspective. And for that, maybe using some diagram app, or maybe drawing some sort of diagram would make more sense. Anyway, so see you in the next video.